For the longest time, I've been trying to create a new pasta sauce tied with seafood. I love Italian food, been cooking spaghetti since high school, but the flavors of tomatoes, cream and cheese started becoming boring over the years. There's not a lot of variations in traditional pasta sauces. I started looking into cultural fusions like gochujang pasta, dan chili oil. My favorite would be Japanese mentaiko pasta. Some fusions work, while others kind of blur the lines between pasta and chow mein. Today in this video, I think I've created something quite uniquely remarkable. A truly new pasta sauce that's not too wild or funky, because for the Roman Catholic in me, I'm gonna respect the culture, and knowing that Italians love their anchovies, they're gonna love this Dace sauce I'm about to share with you. So this sauce came to me through some inspiration from the fishmongers here in Hong Kong. I was gathering my seafood at the wet market to make broth. Initial reaction was choosing the prettiest fish there, which was this red snapper. The fishmonger suggested I use dace instead. Just from looks, it seemed like bland freshwater fish, but the fishmongers be telling me not to judge the book by its cover. And then I realized that this was that fish from that canned tin, staple like spam in many Cantonese households. Dace grows abundant in the rivers of Guangzhou, and feeling like a part of that heritage, I took the fishmonger's spirited advice. I'm also gonna pick up some oysters and a bit of shrimp. Back in the kitchen with all our ingredients ready, adding in additional aromatics like garlic, shallots, and spring onions, I feel like all these ingredients are gonna make a good seafood broth that I'm gonna use as a base to my seafood pastas. We are gonna clean out our fish, our lovely dace right here. But before I throw it in the boil, I'm gonna cut out the eyes and maybe even the brain. I have seen some videos of fine restaurants doing so because they say the eyes bring a bitterness. When you eat the eyes of fish, past the jelly texture is a solid bitter core in the middle. The shrimp I had bought was from the discounted section at the wet market. They aren't 100% fresh, so I'm gonna steam them right away before they get all mushy. I probably get more flavor if I just put it all in the boil, but I didn't want to devein my shrimp. I find it a very tedious task, so instead I'm going to put the meat in the freezer. That way, whatever was in the guts should be safe to eat for a future salad or cocktail. I'm only going to be using the shells and the heads for this stock. I'm also going to snip out the bitterness from the shrimp heads, take out the eyes and a bit of the front. So let's begin our broth with everything ready. Gonna oil up a big pot and pan sear a bit of that fish first. Adding everything in, even the water from our steamed shrimp, I'm gonna add a good amount of water, set it on low heat, and let it simmer for around 2 to 3 hours. And when all the ingredients start to get mushy, we can strain out the fish and aromatics. I also have oysters I thought to add in last. I blitzed it into a cream to see if it would thicken my broth. The flavors are now more intense with the oysters. I might want to further reduce the broth, but at this consistency, it already packs a rich flavor, so this should be enough. I'm gonna put this through a fine mesh to filter out the graininess. From the mesh, I got a lot of oyster residue. It actually tastes like savory oyster butter, so I'm gonna keep this. Place it away on a ramekin, and this is gonna make for a really good bread spread. I've actually made a lot of this type of seafood broth at home for my pastas before, picking up various seafood combinations at the wet market, but in the end, the flavors of the broth always turn to a lobster bisque type of taste. Only difference is without tomatoes. I find using broth like this make my pasta dishes more comforting. Not in an emotional sense, but it brings a warmth in the taste like natural MSG. But its flavor is very subtle to be called a sauce on its own. It can be infused with olive oil, maybe add cream to make it thicker, but the taste never felt distinctive enough as a new pasta sauce. That's when inspiration started kicking in. Staring at this can of fried dace, I started to experiment with it. Knowing that this fish has been pre-fried, the bones are soft and would probably blitz well, so that's what I tried. Initially, it didn't look like much, but I became so intrigued with the smell and flavors. I had to turn this into a creamy sauce because the taste of it works. I added in lemon juice to emulsify the oils in the canned dace, and a bit of our dace broth to make it easier to blitz. I also switched to a better blender to further smoothen out this sauce, and in the end I was left with something truly amazing. I could have run the sauce through another fine sieve or mesh, but I was already so in awe of how rich and creamy this tasted. I'm gonna leave it here. It tastes like a cross between tuna mayo, Japanese bonito flakes, and maybe even a bit of pork floss. If I didn't know what this was, I would have mistaken it for some sort of anchovy sauce. It feels delicate, elevated from a simple can of fish. And I can't tell you how happy I am to finally create the pasta sauce that's gonna be our signature taste. So let's start cooking pasta with our newfound sauce. I'm gonna be using squid ink spaghetti for more of that seafood appeal. And I'm cooking this in our Dace broth with the lid on. After 8 minutes or so, the pasta should be ready. Here we can add in our super savory Dace sauce we just blitzed. And it's looking like a very delicate earthy color. Far more gourmet than the original canned tin. Nobody would have thought of using as a sauce. But believe it, it's good, elevating any type of seafood protein to go along. I think it would be perfect for scallops. I have some basil in the fridge I'm gonna add for some color. I don't think basil was the right herb to pair along with this sauce, but I feel like I'm in an experimental stage with this Dace. I'm definitely gonna find out how it tastes best. Super satisfying, a pasta like none before. So give it a try, it's gonna open up a lot of new ideas for pastas. The taste still feels it's in line with Italian food, with a bit of a Cantonese twist. But with all these fusions going on around the world, I feel this Dace sauce is elegant and delicate enough for Italian chefs to take notice. There's a huge untapped potential at Chinese supermarkets. We need to bring some light to this Cantonese canned fish because this sauce is amazing. I hope you guys watching can give it a try and give your interpretation through your own pastas. Stay tuned for our next video as we further elevate our Dace seafood sauce with abalone. It's a match made in heaven. Would mean everything if you could like and subscribe. Peace and love and see you in the next one.